what's up, everybody? Welcome inside another edition of TinChattin alongside my main man, Mike Maz. My name is Peter Hood. We're living the sweet life here at Parkview Field this afternoon, Mike. And you got a heck of a shirt on. I got a cheese fry stain on mine. Let's rock and roll, baby.
Why not? The sun's shining, blue sky, not a cloud to be seen with any type of GPS. And the Tin Caps snapped an 8-game road losing streak last night with a win over Great Lakes in Game 3 of a 4-game series. A win tonight, they'll split the series and come home for the 7 most important home games of the season starting on Saturday night.
Gotta celebrate the small things. And Mike, it kind of feels like Groundhog's Day this year of TinChattin. I mean, it feels like every week we've kind of talked about the same thing over and over again. And this week has kind of been a continuation of what we've seen all season. Over their last 18 games, the Tin Caps, Mike, 6-3 at home. That's glass half full, glass half empty over the last 18 games. They're 1-8 on the road. And as you mentioned, they snapped that 8-game road losing streak yesterday. And Mike, throughout the season, they've been pretty good at home, really struggled on the road. And that's just kind of what this team has been all year long.
Consistently inconsistent is the phrase that I've grown to use, and it's a shame because there are a lot of great guys on the team, a lot of potential there, a lot of talent already there, and yet you stop and think, Peter, there's only been 3 natural promotions on this year's team. Once again, the youngest team in the Midwest League. It's been that way every year since 2014. 9 teenagers, if you remember, on the opening day 25-man roster. And yet, you take away Xavier Edwards, who got the call early in the second half, and Carlos Belen finally made the jump from low A to double A with Amarillo, and Gabe Moser. They're the only 3 natural promotions that have happened. There have been some other changes here or there, some players going back to either extended spring training in Arizona or short season Tri-City. But as a team that has taken its lumps, it has learned, it's trying to learn every day how to play at this level. And I think back, and we'll talk briefly about the series up in Midland with Great Lakes. Again, 3 games have been played, the finale tonight. And the Tin Caps had leads in all 3 games, just unable to seal the deal. Mathematically, there's still hope. Tin Caps starting play today, tied with West Michigan for 7th place in the 8-team East, but 9 games behind front-running Bowling Green, 8 games behind the hard-charging South Bend Cubs for that playoff spot. The good news is that they're going to see South Bend coming up in roughly 10 days or so in a key 3-game series over at Four Winds Field. But before that, you've got 7 home games in a row starting tomorrow night with West Michigan. So we have said this many times, the time has come, and hopefully a win tonight would give the team a 2-game winning streak coming into this homestand starting tomorrow night with the Whitecaps.
Mike, if we can switch gears a little bit, you and I have obviously talked extensively about the Padres farm system. That's kind of what we do here on this segment over the last few years. And last week we were talking about a couple guys, and Michel Baez, Adrian Morejon, who have made stops in Fort Wayne, who made their big league debuts recently, and some more news this week regarding a couple of former Tin Caps. You know, with the Padres system, they got a lot of guys, a lot of talent, a lot of assets that they have to work with when they're making trades, and they used a couple of those assets this week. Logan Allen and Franmil Reyes both moved to the Cleveland Indians as part of a 3-team deal with the Cincinnati Reds and the San Diego Padres. And you know, I got to think that as sad as those guys might be to be leaving some guys behind that they came through the system with, the Padres minor league system with, great opportunity for both Logan and Franmil to potentially play on a team that's got a real shot to make a run in the AL wildcard race.
Franmil Reyes was here in Fort Wayne in 2014 and 2015, played primarily in right field when he didn't DH. Admittedly, he is not the best defensive outfielder, but he is an awfully good hitter, can hit the long ball. He's hit well over 20 home runs, so 23, 24 home runs, I think, with the Padres this year. And in Cleveland, he'll have a chance to be the primary designated hitter, which will suit him and the Indians very, very well. Logan Allen, if you remember, Logan Allen was actually in the Boston Red Sox system. And then there was a trade. And he ended up in the Padres system, and he got a chance to get his first taste of big league ball earlier this year at Petco Park. And, of course, he's met a new friend in John Cena. He had just the last Sunday been sent from San Diego back to AAA El Paso. The trade was made, and he is now with AAA Columbus, the Indians' AAA affiliate in the International League. And his goal is to get back to Cleveland in time for the stretch drive. It might be post-September, but he'll have a chance to help Cleveland try to catch Minnesota in the AL Central. And if they can't catch the Twins, at least get to one of the wild card spots.
And in kind of a roundabout way, that three-team trade between the Padres, Reds, and Indians also opens the door for another former Fort Wayne Tin Cap and a guy from this area, Josh Van Meter. Of course, Yasiel Puig, as part of that trade, moved to the Cleveland Indians. Reds also moved Scooter Gennett. And, Mike, that hopefully opens up an opportunity for Van Meter to get an everyday role in that Cincinnati Reds lineup.
If he continues to swing the bat as he has done in the last couple of weeks, yes. I think what has to happen within the Cincinnati organization, they've got to decide where they want Josh to play defensively. Again, the Reds, a National League team, so you don't think of Josh as a DH per se. If you remember when he was here in Fort Wayne, shortstop, second base. When he pitched in high school at Norwell, pitcher and shortstop. And yet, early this year, started the year with AAA Louisville. He's played left field. He's played right field. He made a start or two with Cincinnati at third base.
Yep.
So he's proved his versatility. But from a hitter standpoint and a player standpoint, I think you would love to be locked into one position.
And speaking of Josh, we got more coming up with him right after this break. Justin and I were in Cincinnati earlier this week. Had a chance to catch up with Josh, and you'll hear some of that conversation on the other side of this break. For now, that'll do it for myself and Mike. We thank you for joining us as always here in TinChattin, and we'll have much more coming up for you next week. And as I said, Josh Van Meter coming up next here in the locker room.